Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I am the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Jewish Testament. I use the King James Version of the Jewish Testament, of the Christian Bible, to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered bits of testimony from the various prophets of the Old Testament. And when I put it together, I found a set of instructions that I was uniquely qualified to fulfill. So I did. The final act of prophecy that I'm required to fulfill is the publishing of peace, which is what I'm doing right now with this social media program. And today I'm actually on my second reading of the prophecy of Israel, the Potsmoker's Bible and Book of Zion. I'm on the 25th chapter of the Potsmoker's Bible. It contains the 22nd chapter of the Book of Zion. The chapter is called Out of Zion. And I'm going to begin where I left off with the 52nd chapter of Isaiah and the 8th verse. Thy watchmen shall lift up with the voice together, shall they sing, for they shall see eye to eye, when the Lord shall bring again Zion. Those of us who are watching for the changes coming are the same ones who sing songs about it. Music is an energy form. It is a wave pattern that affects the matrix of the soul and of the planet. We who understand this watch for the changes we bring to the matrix. Rock music, the music of my people, is a source of power to us. It heals our wounds and disrupts the energy patterns of the dark matrix that used to encase our ley lines, or matrix grid. Our music empowers us to overcome the negative energy field that we live in and generate. We sing for many reasons, but we soon will sing for more powerful reasons. Our newfound unity will enhance our musical matrix. We will inspire a new positive energy field. That music will help unite a people with the light to listen. There are already songs that do this. Rock songs that are so powerful that even country musicians redo them. Songs like You're My Angel by Aerosmith, Tequila Sunrise by the Eagles. New songs are coming too. Songs to unite us all. This book, the new idea it creates, the truth it brings to light, will help us all to see each other better. It will let us see eye to eye. We will have all the facts we need to clarify the truth. Not everyone will embrace this truth, however, but it truly levels the playing field. At the very least, it gives my people a place of truth to speak from. When the Lord shall bring again Zion. This line is telling us that Zion, i.e., drug users, weren't always criminals. We were once the true priests of the great gods of the pre-flood age. In those days, drug use was reserved for the priesthood. If you wanted to do drugs, you became a priest. In those days, marijuana and all other drugs were the tools of the trade for the priesthood. But that usage ended with the flood. When the Grey removed themselves from our planet, they took the knowledge of drugs' usefulness with them. The creation of the Zionite people is the return to the priesthood of earth, the return of the knowledge of drugs' true purpose. So, the reintroduction of drug use into society is the return or bringing again of Zion. The reintroduction of drug use reestablishes contact with the God. That contact was lost when the people no longer understood the purposes of drug use prior to the flood. 52:9 of Isaiah is our next passage. Break forth into joy. Sing together, ye waste places of Jerusalem. For the Lord hath comforted his people. He hath redeemed Jerusalem. When the family feud of Ishmael and Israel ends, it will bring great joy to all of the Middle East. The age-old fight between Islam, and Israel has torn the Middle East apart for centuries. The animosity between the two ancient Abrahamic bloodlines can and will be resolved. That resolution will end the bloodbath in Jerusalem. So let's please resolve this family feud once and for all. Ishmael is the result of Islam. Islam is the result of Ishmael's forced eviction by Sarah. That is where the problem started. As already stated, Sarah did a great harm to the future by rejecting Ishmael. We cannot change what is, but we can forgive. To my most noble brothers and sisters of Islam, let Allah's love fill your hearts with forgiveness. Israel is not an infidel. The Jews are your half-brothers, your younger half-brother. As the elder brother, you must lead by example. To forgive a great wrong is to create a great right. It is so easy to hate. Revenge seems a strong response. But anger and hate are easy. It takes true nobility and honor to forgive. Forgiving is harder. To overcome anger, that is hard. So, big brother Ishmael, be more noble and be strong. Forgive. Israel. Sarah was wrong to reject Abraham's eldest son. Ishmael was in the right. His birth was true. He was never a bastard. Sarah gave his birth legitimacy. She sent Hagar, her handmaid or slave, to become the concubine of Abraham. She did it to ensure the bloodline of her husband. She was thought to be barren. So she provided herself through law with a son for Abraham by way of Hagar. So until the birth of Isaac, Ishmael was the son of Abraham and Sarah legally. Hagar was a servant until she became a concubine or sex slave, if you will. The family of Ishmael has a very valid grievance with Israel. The ancient laws of inheritance was the means of his birth to ensure inheritance. Ishmael was heir until the birth of Isaac. But because Abraham never married Hagar, Ishmael wasn't able to inherit because Isaac was the son born in wedlock. He had the greater legal right according to law. So there was never a need to remove Ishmael. The separation of Ishmael from Abraham was wrong. No child deserves to be cast out into the desert. Ishmael had the right to grow up with his father. Sarah had sent the two off to die. It had been intended as a death sentence to protect Isaac. She didn't want Ishmael around at all. Israel needs to acknowledge this great wrong. It is up to Israel, the descendants of Sarah, to realize this great wrong. Only by acknowledging the great wrong done can that wrong be made as right as possible. No one can ever undo what is done, but to acknowledge it and to correct a future that undoes it affects everything that comes afterwards, everything that can be actualized. Sarah did a very bad thing to Ishmael and Hagar. If Israel will just admit it and honor those living who are descendants of Ishmael, then the followers of Islam will have a reason to forgive Sarah and Israel for that horrific act. The creation of Islam, the appearance of Muhammad, was just as important to our current age as was the exile of Israel of, and the creation of the war on drugs. We are the big three of Abraham: Ishmael, Israel, and Zion. Yahweh, Allah, and Ishi are all three God. Yahweh was the first. He spoke to Abraham and Israel. Allah spoke to Muhammad, and Ishi speaks to me. These are the big three of the Abrahamic God names. They are our Trinity, our family of gods. Israel invokes Yahweh, Ishmael invokes Allah, and I invoke Ishi. This is how Jerusalem will be redeemed. It's really the only way Jerusalem can be redeemed, because both Ishmael and Israel lays claim to the family homeland. Both belong to Jerusalem, in Jerusalem. Both should have a temple to honor the God of their mutual father. No one can justly say that only one son has the right to worship God on the Holy Mount. Both sons deserve the right to live in Jerusalem and worship there. So let's keep the dome on the rock as it is, and let's build a temple for Israel too. I believe there's enough room for both, with room to spare for a temple to Zion, and a guild headquarters for the priesthood of all the religions. Perhaps that's why the Temple Mount is so large, so that today we can create a place of unity for all religious thought, one place to honor all gods of earth, the true Temple Mount. That would satisfy the parameters of the prophecy perfectly. If we honor our father Abraham and his God by making his place of ascension the holy place for all forms of God, we will make Jerusalem a truly holy city, where only those who seek to honor or petition God will walk. That would make Jerusalem the most holy place on earth, holier even than Mount Zion. So, this is where I'm going to end for this episode, and we will finish up the chapter next time. So, may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your guild choice when we get to camp. If you do drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote 2 books about it. And because I will never say goodbye, I'm going to say later now.